What's going on YouTube? James Prigioni coming to you live from Jersey, back at it again, blessed with another beautiful day. There's a number of projects that I need to finish up in the food forest before I can move on to phase 3, so that's what we're going to button up today. Let's go! On my right here, we've got the 6-year-old food forest, and then right to the left, here's a new food forest, setting up nicely. We're making progress every day, every week. I wanted to bring you guys along for all of it. So when you see me doing it, maybe you're encouraged to get out there and do it yourself also. So let's get this area all cleaned up. I want to show you guys kind of what my idea was like with these 3 doors. Let's bring it together. I don't have much daylight, but I'll do what I can. I'll start with the post so I can finish the gate off. Definitely going to want to level, especially for something like doing a post for a door. Doesn't have to be expensive, guys. Keep your eyes open. I got this thing for free. Someone was just throwing it out because it was a little short, but it'll be fine for a post that's not really bearing that much weight. When I put this post in, I want to make sure that the gap between the post and the gate is really small. So I want to keep that in mind when I'm putting the whole thing in so no rabbits or anything can sneak through. I just want this gate as straight as I can. I'm just eyeballing it straight down with the fence line, making sure it's straight with the rest of the fence. My post looks good about right here. So we'll start. Luckily I have sandy soil, so I'm not going to be fighting it too much, and I don't have a lot of rocks in here. I'm so close to the water. The bay is actually just right at the end of my street, and I'm only about 10 minutes from the ocean, 15 minutes. So that's my location. This might be common sense, but when you're using a post hole digger, make sure you're digging straight down. You don't want to be digging off to the side or anything, because you don't want to take out any more dirt than you have to. This dirt that I remove is not as compacted as the other dirt. The less I have to take out, then the less I'll have to compact after, because I'm not going to concrete this in. It's all dug, doesn't take too long, and I'm just going to dig it right to the height of this post so I don't even have to cut it. Let me just put it there temporarily, throw my level up and see how high or low I have to go. So my level's not long enough here, but all you gotta do is grab a 2x4 or something, and you can just throw the level on top of that. You don't want to move the dirt too far too, because you're just gonna have to pull it back in, so you don't want to make extra work for yourself. Another thing to do is just sight down your post. If there's any twisted spots or any bad spots, put those in the ground. Again, common sense, but sometimes that's not so common. So let me just sight it. I can see we got a bad twist right in the middle, so we can't really, a bad bow in the middle. You can't do too much about that. So we may be a little low. This doesn't have to be perfect, but might as well do it right. You've got to go up a little. So to do this, should be able to just pick this up, kick a little dirt. Basically perfect right there. I like that. So now we know we're level. I want to make sure that that gap is okay, that it's as small as I can get it. So I want this gap to be small, and it's also got to be level. Think about there. Grab my level. Level's there, so I need a little closer. Think that's good there. Doesn't have to be perfect right just yet. As I backfill it, I'll be able to check level. And now I'm just going to grab something so I can tamp down a lot of that dirt. This will work fine. Just want to make sure we're filling in all the sides too. No gaps. And as long as the space between the whole door is the same, then it'll be level, if the door is level. So the door could have sagged. I'm not sure if it did or not, but we'll always just check this level just to double check. So that's level there, so it doesn't look like the door really sagged. So now we know that all I have to go by is just this gap. I don't have to use a level anymore for that way, but I do need to use it this way. Although I got that bow there. There we go. If anything, I should overcompensate this at the top because the fence is going to pull it a little bit, but it should be fine. In time, it's going to settle more. If I want, I can even pour some water, and that'll help it settle more because all the grains of sand the smallest ones will drop to the bottom. So next time it rains, that'll actually just help it to set the post in as well. But I mean, I've got the fence all attached to that, so it's not going to pull hard. I don't really need the fence to really pull. I'm not going to be hanging anything on it besides some like vegetables like cucumbers and some grapes and stuff. So I mean, it doesn't have to hold anything crazy. So let me just backfill a little more. Now that we know the gate lines up. A little overcompensated on the top, which is really good. I'm happy about that because the gate's going to pull it a little bit out that way. And this post should hold fine. Now we'll get the fence attached, and I'm using the same U-nails as I used last time, just poultry nails. If you see all the other videos when I built the fence and everything, or the gate I meant, they're fun to nail, you know, I call them thumb busters, even though there's a different kind of nail I think that some people, contractors call thumb busters. But for this, I'm going to want to make sure I have my body up against it so that I don't go send the pole knocking. And holding one of these at a time is a good idea. I don't want to hold as many as I had there. I'm never going to drop them all on the ground. Okay, so I don't have, this hat doesn't have to be crazy tight. Let's get the first one started. And then since I put that one in the center there, or I could put it at the top, now I could just pivot it like this and then make sure it's straight all the way going down. These U-nails are actually longer than the ones I've used in the past, which makes it easier. Just want to watch your fingers, be really careful. I like to just start it gently, and then once you get it sank in the wood, I just sink the nail. Back those fingers away though. Before I go crazy nailing all of them, let's just make sure the gate and everything lines up good. I've got these pieces that I need to cut off, but I'm just going to bend them for now so I can check the gate. Looks like it came out pretty perfect. I'm happy. The gap is a tiny bit bigger maybe at the top because it pulled a little. I'm happy that I overcompensated before, and now I'm just going to finish nailing it all up and everything. For these ones down here, I'll just put my knee up against it, and it's nice as a gate, I can just reach through. The last one here. There we go. You can see it's a little high right here. That's okay though, because I still have to put the chicken wire at the bottom. I have to do that so the rabbits can't get in, because the rabbits could squeeze through the size of this fence here. All right, the gate is all done. I'll just have to find a latch or maybe make one to keep it closed, but I'll show you what it looks like. And let me just show you like that 3-door system I was kind of talking about. In this area right here, I'll have all 3 doors so I can either go to the chickens or go to either food forest. And then I talked about it in the past, but you may have missed it or didn't see the video, but I'm going to be growing grapes along the sides, and I'll have grapes trellising along the top. So you'll be able to walk through this alleyway and grab grapes and eat as you choose which food forest to go into. I know the grapes will take a couple of years to grow that big, so I'll have cucumbers and stuff, maybe some pumpkins growing over the top. And you can see the 3 doors, and now this is the new one over here. I think it came out pretty good. Not too bad. Along the bottom of the fence, I'm gonna run this chicken wire. And if you want, you could dig down and maybe make a ditch and then bury it, but I've never had an issue with really anything digging underneath my fences in the garden. And if I was to do it here, then it would make sense to do it all around the whole yard, and I have it in the past, so I'm not gonna do it here. I'm just gonna open this up. This is chicken wire. I could have probably went with 3 foot, but I'd rather do 4. I'd rather go a little extra if I have to. I don't want to be dealing with the rabbits because they come through and eat all your fresh transplants and everything. I mean, I've mentioned it before, but they ate all my a lot of my tomato starts and stuff last year. I'm going to attach it with this thin metal wire, and this should be galvanized wire. I don't have galvanized right now, but I'm going to attach it. Then I can just go through and run the galvanized wire after and just cut this out. So this is just going to really hold it up for now. Pretty much unfolded, unravel it a little bit so I'm not fighting against it. And then I want this thing like level. Some people, if you want, you could fold it over at the bottom a couple inches, but I'm not going to do that because I want to be growing stuff underneath here. If I fold it over, I'm not going to be able to plant. So I always love planting stuff. Got to have my space to grow. I'm just going to use a temporary, just use a small tie for now. There we go, we got our ties on. And now we'll just unravel some more. And then I don't want it too much because I want to make sure I can keep it relatively tight. Okay, looks good. We'll just continue rolling it out. Moving on down. Just want to make sure it's at the height of the bottom of the fence, of the other fence. Maybe hang down a little lower. Just at ground level actually is what we want. And again, these are just temporary till I can run the galvanized through. Here's where we definitely want to make sure we're at ground level so that rabbit can't sneak in. But we're gonna have the wood chips high up, like up to here, so I mean, it's still gonna be buried anyways. And I can probably backfill a little dirt here as well. Let me just get my ties. I think I have another one. And this is just gauging my distance. I'm just making sure it's pulled tight. Tomorrow I'll run over and get a galvanized cord and run it through here. And you would think I'd cut it at the, you'd think I'd stop, but I'm gonna keep running it through the gate. Then all I gotta do is cut one cord going through here and attach it to the gate, because I gotta have it on the gate so that rabbits can't sneak through there. It's the next day now, and I went and picked up the galvanized wire. The reason I got the galvanized is so it doesn't rust. So I'm just gonna run it along the poultry netting, and just to keep it held up and everything. And then I'll show you guys what that looks like after it's all done. Let's get started over here, and we're gonna start on the bottom because we want to make sure the bottom is the right height. Some people like to take the under part and fold it maybe a little bit, you know, so it goes straight down and then it's on an L. This way nothing can dig underneath it. But I mentioned before, I'm not really worried about things digging underneath it. I've never had that issue. So I'm just gonna run it straight up and down. And then I also want to grow things in the front like I have on this side. I've got this kind of technique where I make a little half hoop house so the chickens can't get in there, and then I can grow annuals on the outside as well. It's tucked down there, but I think it'd be really awesome to have annuals, flowers growing on the sides, grapes over top, walking through here. It's gonna be beautiful. I really think it is. All I'm gonna do is just weave this wire in and out. It doesn't have to be a lot of places too. And then as long as this bottom wire is tight, it'll make this tight. All right, let's get moving. I gotta get this top part done because there's still a lot of other things I need to do. A lot of times it's these little technical things that take up a lot of time. I found it a lot easier to cut this into a few small pieces rather than trying to run one really long one. And you guys might be wondering why I'm doing the fence like this. This thing that I found best, I really love growing up this welded wire fence as a trellis. I think it works excellent. I've mentioned it's gonna last forever. And it's easy setup, you can move it. And the reason I'm using these two fences is because I gotta keep those rabbits out. I haven't found a fence that's tall and that I like, that's like adequate, that meets what I want. Besides this one that has holes that are small enough for the rabbits not to get through. So this works out great. One and done. I don't know if you guys can notice, but the fence pulled a little bit when I pulled. The gap's a little bigger on the top, but that's all right. It's not crazy. If I want, I can always readjust it, but the bottom is more important. That's where the rabbits are gonna try to squeeze through, so the gap there is fine. Now I'm just gonna cut out the chicken wire, then I can just nail it to each one. Not too bad. Could be better, but that'll definitely work. And definitely keep those rabbits out. So let's keep moving along. We still got a lot of work to do. I gotta move all those logs and stuff because I gotta get the wood chips in here, and then I gotta finish putting up the rest of the fence. Let's keep going. I'm in the back corner of the new food forest now. Right ahead of me, that's the new gate that I just put in. Here we've got a old pear tree that has never done well. I took care of it in the previous a little bit, but it just never produced for me. I didn't keep up on pruning it last year, but I need to take it back a lot. I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna do with it. I may graft onto it. And all this wood back here, I really need to move. I don't think I want to take it off the property, so I'm just gonna move it to a different location. I definitely don't want all the stacked wood in a garden area, or I'm gonna have a lot of chipmunks and stuff living in there. One of the reasons that fruit tree didn't produce, I think, was this Bradford pear. I need to take this Bradford pear out. You guys may be questioning why I'm taking out that Bradford pear, but it's not a pear tree like you would think. It's not like a productive pear. It's more of a landscape tree, and it's taking up way too much space. and it's blocking a lot of my sun. So by taking out that one tree, I'll be able to put in a number of productive trees, so it'll really be worth it. Next to it, there's also an eastern red cedar that has to come out. One of the main reasons for that is cedar apple rust, which happens on apple trees and a number of other pears and stuff. And the way they get that is it goes back and forth between the eastern red cedar, which I have right here next to me, and the apple tree. So they go back between, it's like a cycle back and forth from year to year. So if I can take this eastern red cedar out right here, I think that'll really help me, because I want to just prevent any chance of the apple cedar rust. I'm not saying that it happens, and if you have a cedar tree you have to take it out, but I think it's a good idea. Back there I had a cedar tree in the past that we took out because a storm came and knocked it down. Oh no, you guys are probably thinking, what the heck is James doing now? Who would be crazy enough to drive over their own garden area? Where are you gonna plant the stuff? But one reason I'm doing this is to prove a point. Well, one reason is because it's gonna make it easier for me to move this wood, but also to prove a point. In these wood chips, you basically can't compact the ground. Driving a truck over is gonna compact the ground. The wood chips disperse it and create like such a large surface area, so the compaction isn't in one spot. It spreads it out to a bigger area. So I'm not even worried about putting a truck on here, driving it off, and even loading the back up. Let's get doing that. I got Tucky Boy in here with me too. Wanted to pop up and say hi, so I gotta have him with me or I just can't get it done. Let's go, boy. Looks like it's gonna be a good amount of work, so let's get started. Just one at a time, you know? Only way to do it. I only have so much time till the sun goes down, so I like to get done as much as I can. Believe me, this isn't my favorite part, and I know it might not be that much fun to watch this, but I really wanted to put this in here because encourage you guys a little bit, because you know, this is the stuff that needs to be done. Everything you do, every little thing accumulates. So this little investment has to be done. If I take this out, less chance of having those little chipmunks and everything come in here. So again, very necessary. And I heard a quote recently, and I think I thought of it while I was working here. And it said, it was about success by Jim Rohn. And whatever success means to you, that's personal, I think. But what the quote was he said, I found out what success is. Success is doing what the failures won't do. So some people might stay inside and say it's too cold today, or they don't feel like doing it, they'll do it tomorrow. We've said it before, excuses are just well-planned lies. 5 years from now, people are gonna see this food forest, they're gonna be asking me how I did it, and they're gonna wish they had done it. And you know what? It's the same thing with the other saying with the planting a tree. The best time to plant a tree was 5 years ago. The other best time is now. So the time for you to get your food forest in is now. Persistence, guys. Remember it, persistence. That's about all you need. That was nothing, easy. I don't have much sunlight. I want to get done as much as I can. I'm not sure if I'm going to have time to take this tree down, but I want to get the rest of the fence up. Looks good, let's go. All right, well the sun's going down, but I don't really care, I'm not stopping. I want to get done as much as I possibly can today. Get the string run to get us as straight as possible. It's good about here. I'm going to put the pole about here. I want it to run to here, and then I'm going to have a section running, or actually back to here. I'm going to have a section running down to there. So this is where going to be where the corner post is. I'm going to knock this one in. Here's our post. And I've got a gate post in the corner there. That's where I'm going to run it to. So here and here. Looks good here. I'm just going to move through this quickly because I'm running out of light, and I already showed you guys I did this once. Now we're just going to be doing the same thing we did for the other fence, or the other side. So I got to get these on first. And I'm not going to cut it, but I'm going to put the band on it. This way if I want to cut it in the future, the band's already on it. Looking good, guys, looking good. Making progress. Let's go. All right, let's get these 3 tension bands on, tension bands on first so we can put on the tension bar. And then from this corner here, I'll have to run into, I've got a chain link fence that's already there, so I won't have to put another one of these in. It'll just run to one that's there. Now I gotta pull it as tight as I can and kind of get the length. That looks good. So the tightest I'll be able to get it, it looks like, is this one. All right, now we got this tension band where we want it, and this is as far as we're gonna be able to go. So now's the part where we gotta just pull it as hard as we can. And this fence doesn't really stretch. It's a chain link fence. It's not a chain link fence. It's a welded wire one, so they don't stretch that much. I do think I'll be able to get this one though, if I just work on it a little. There we go. I got the top one. The bottom one's gonna be real hard though, because I kind of teeter-totted it to get it. The right tools for the right job will always be your best friend. Let's see if we can get this bottom. I don't know how likely it'll be. If we do though, I'll tell you, it's gonna hold nicely. This cheap Chinese stuff. I got a friend, he's an older guy. I help him out with some stuff. He's got 15 acres. And he's got the old chain link fence stuff, and this stuff is crap compared to his stuff. And it looks like we'll be able to get it just fine. Don't even need a channel locks. Now I'm gonna put these posts in. I wanna make sure you get these facing the right way. And probably put the first one about here. Fortunately, I'm tall enough where I can just hit it without a hat ladder. Time's running out, so I gotta get this done as quick as I could. And my arms are getting a little tired. You guys saw how many logs I moved. Last one. Last time I knocked these in with that special post hole tool, but that was my friend's. I had to return it back to him. But I only had these couple left. That's good. Now I just gotta put some clips on. I wanna show you guys how to put these clips on for the T-posts. I looked for a video on YouTube and there really wasn't a good one. It's kind of confusing on how to get them on. I wanna clarify it. There's 2 spots, 2 sides. One of them is hooked back and one of them goes straight down, as you can see there. So now we're gonna take this on the back T-post. We're gonna take the hooked side and bring that underneath, just like that. And you would think you take that and go over top. No, you take this part and put it underneath here, and then reach around and take your awl and just twist it. As you twist that, it'll lock it at, and you can come on this side too if you want to twist it a little more. So then you just take it on this side, just twist it through. That's it, YouTube. That's all I could get done for the day. I had a blast doing it. I was running around a little bit. I wanted to get a lot done. We got this fence in. It's looking really good. We got that side in and the chicken wire at the bottom. You can see it. A couple months from now, there's gonna be a lot of food growing in here. A couple years from now, abundance. But look back a couple weeks even, it was nothing, barren. So you can make a big change with just a little work. I said it before, everything accumulates. The gate's working good now, the 3-gate system. I like it, I'm loving it. Flowers grow on the sides, grapes over top, bunnies can't get in. This is just how I like it, guys. Stay tuned, phase 3 coming soon. Pruning the grapes, coming soon. See you in the next one.